What is going on, Tackle Warehouse fans? Day one of ICAST 2024 down here at the Abu Garcia booth with our friend Ike Iconelli. How you doing, Ike?
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good, good. We're here to talk about some rods. I think he's got the first one here. Mike, why don't you go and just jump right in and tell us about this? I know we're both really excited about it.
Yeah, super stoked. This is the third iteration, IKE Series 3.0 by Abu Garcia. I'm so excited because we didn't just slap new cosmetics on it. We actually redesigned this rod, actions, materials, guides, all of it, totally redesigned. But we've got 6 models of the Delay series, okay? One of the cool things about this rod is there's 3 series. We have the Delay, we have the Finesse, and the Power. And for each one, I want it to have an easy identification, right?
Absolutely.
Dude, if you're like me, I got 20, 30, 40 rods on the deck
Sometimes more, yeah.
Sometimes more. And I want to be able to look at the rod and know which rod it is. So they're all color coded. So this is the Delay series. So if you notice, we've got this little green accents on the seat, and then at the very bottom of each rod, it'll call out what the rod is.
Awesome.
So this one's Delay. On our Delay rods, this is a unique proprietary material by Abu Garcia. It's the HSG material. I don't have no idea what that stands for, but basically it's a composite rod. It's a blend of materials. It's a blend of graphite and fiberglass. This whole Delay concept is based off of using lures where you want delay on the hook set, where you want to land more fish, right?
Absolutely.
So these are these real spongy parabolic rods, right? So Delay means slow hook set, but it also means a forgiving rod. So any treble hook bait, top waters, jerk baits, crank baits, rattle traps, stuff like that, perfect. But also for my vibrating jig guys, chatterbait guys, that want a slower feel,
absolutely,
this is the rod.
Perfect.
So Delay series rod, of course the new cosmetics, if you remember the IKE Series 2.0, we had that flip-flop, that changing color in the sun. We went from more of a purple change to a gold-green change on the entire series. Super cool. But here's the deal. If you look at the guides, and I'm a stickler because I'm hard on stuff. I'm casting, I'm hitting, I'm always doing stuff. We've got these brand new, these are stainless guides with zirconium inserts. So the days of breaking porcelain on guides, it's over. It's totally over. On the butt section, you're going to notice totally redesigned reel seat. And our goal here was to make it more comfortable, to make it lighter, and to increase sensitivity. And the way we did that is we got rid of material. So if you look at the foam on it, smaller EVA foam, it still has the finger contours that are going to go right to your hand. But check this out, guys, and I'm excited because this is on all the series. Open material to your fingers. And that's sensitivity. So especially on a Delay series rod, you're going to be able to feel those crankbait bites better, right? You're going to be able to feel those little things. This rod is an amazing rod. This happens to be my favorite. I had to pick one. It's hard to pick one, but this is the 6.8 Delay series. And if you look at this one, short butt, when you're using techniques where you're jerking or twitching, it's all wrist cadence.
For sure.
So we took butt away, right? It's not a long rod, so it's all wrist. So every one of these rods, and as we go on, I'm not going to call everyone out, but they're thought out for that particular technique.
Absolutely.
So 6 models in the Delay series. This one's pretty awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. I mean, the Delay series is one that not only looks good, it performs well, and like you said, it's top of the line. We've done a lot of really, really cool additions to the IKE series in this new Delay lineup that's going to make it just a top performer in that soft tip, treble hook, kind of moving action rod. I'm super stoked for it.
Awesome.
All right, next up we're going to be talking about the IKE Power series. Now this is kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum. This is going to be something that used for a lot of that power fishing, not really the whippy deal, but I know you know a lot more about it than I do, Ike, so why don't you go ahead and just jump into it and tell them what's up with the new Power series.
Yep, Power series rods, a lot of the same great features as the Delay. Again, we call this rod out. This has got the silver accents on the rod, and of course if you look at the very butt of the rod, it's going to state Power again. 6 models, and you hit it right on the head. These are rods designed for more power fishing applications. So thought out, right? From everything from flipping and pitching to Carolina rigs to swim baits to frogging to swim jigs. So all those techniques where you're power fishing, this is the perfect rod.
Yeah.
Unlike the delay though, this one is 30-ton graphite.
Wow.
And of course, we're using the Power Lux in this rod, and that's really an Abu Garcia thing. Power Lux means stronger, means lighter, right? A lot of the same great features, so finger contours, a cutout section for that feel and sensitivity. Stainless guides, zirconium inserts, all that's the same. And really, you know, the models are designed for all the latest techniques. So when you look at IKE Series 2.0 or 1.0, a lot of techniques have changed. So redesigned swim bait rod, you know, swim baiting's so hot right now. So keep your eye out for that. If I had to pick one, I called one out on the delay. This is my favorite right here. And this is a 7.2 medium heavy. We call this our jig rod or jig pitching, skipping rod. And this rod for me is versatile because I actually can throw a spinner bait, I can skip a jig, I can throw a small swim jig.
Absolutely.
A lot of different applications for this rod. The other great thing about this whole series that I forgot to mention is they're all coming in at a lower price point than the IKE Series 2.0. So super excited about it. And the great cosmetics as well. Look at that, how it changes in the light. Even in like, this is unnatural light. Look at that color changing, that green gold flip-flop color.
Looks awesome.
Super excited. Power Series 6 models. You're going to see this on my deck in every tournament.
Awesome. I know you're as stoked about it as I am. That's going to be a great addition to anyone's lineup. And like you said, that low price point makes it good for not only the seasoned people, but the people getting just into fishing as well. The Power Series is going to be something that I definitely have on the deck of my boat, hopefully very, very soon.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Alrighty. Up next, probably the one that I'm most excited to talk about. I'm a finesse guy. I know a lot of guys right now are hitting that finesse game pretty hard. And this rod is going to be no exception to just an awesome addition to the lineup. It's going to be the new IKE Edition Finesse Series rod. Ike, why don't you go ahead and just jump right into what we've got here? Yeah,
definitely last but not least in the regular rod lineup here. Again, you know, calling this rod out. So when you look down, you know it's a finesse rod. You know it's going to be for those finesse applications. We've got the purple accents on this rod, and it's called out right at the base again on finesse. A lot of the same great features as the Power rod. We've got 30-ton graphite. We've got the Power Lux 200, making this thing strong and light. Again, look at the reel seat on this one, especially on the spinning. I really want it to lighten this rod up.
Absolutely.
So you're gonna look at this totally redesigned, like from the ground up.
Yep.
A lot less foam, a lot more direct contact to the blank. Dude, that's feel. That's feel. When you're finesse fishing, it's all about feel. So really lighten the rod up. And on the guides, same thing, right? Zirconium guides. We've got this stainless guides with zirconium inserts, but the size of the guides. So many spinner rods out there have saltwater guides on them.
Yeah.
We don't need that in the bass world. So very cool. It's mid-sized guides. Falls somewhere between a micro guide. It's not a micro guide. It's not a full-size guide. It's a mid-size guide. And once again, that's going to lighten it up. 6 models, lower price point. Had to call one out, and this is one that I definitely wanted to call out. It's the 7.4 medium light.
Oh.
If you're in a hole somewhere with your head in the sand, you might not know, but a jig head, a minnow, hover strolling, mid strolling.
Yep.
It's sort of catching a lot of fish right now.
Some would say it's probably won a couple tournaments.
Catching a few fish. Totally redesigned action with the 7.4 medium light, perfect for mid strolling, perfect for hover strolling. Light wacky,
absolutely.
Drop shot, perfect rod. So a really versatile rod, but proud of this series, proud of the spinning. You're going to see this on my boat a lot this year.
No,
a lot.
Looks super clean, and like you were saying, I don't think there's a technique that I would be scared to throw on that. Super excited about the cosmetics of it. Looks just clean, like everything from you and Abu Garcia. Everything looks super cool. This is no exception. Guides are perfect. Everything about this rod just screams awesome, in my opinion.
Thank you.
All right, up next, one that I'm super excited about. I had to get on a plane to get here, had to kind of figure it out. Hopefully, this is gonna be the solution to all my travel problems. Ike, why don't you go ahead and jump right into what you're holding there? I'm pumped about it.
Yes, last but definitely not least, in the brand new IKE Series 3.0 rods by Abu, we've got our travel rod. And you hit it on the head. I'm on a plane a lot.
Absolutely.
I love to travel. If you're a street fisherman, if you're an urban fisherman, you know, being compact, getting on a train, getting on a bus, skateboarding down to your fishing hole, this is going to be the rod. So all the features we talked about in the regular IKE series, but in a 3-piece rod. Now this system's amazing. So 3-piece rod, one in spinning,
Yeah.
one in casting, so 2 models, but we offer 2 different tips for each rod.
Absolutely
And
incredible.
I love this about it. So, you know, think about that versatility. So in the spinning, 7-foot medium, but also a 7-foot medium light tip, that third section. So on the fly, I can change, right? I can go from a shaky head to a drop shot on the fly just by changing the tip. Same thing in casting, 3-piece casting rod, and we have a medium action and a medium heavy action on the tip. So same great rod, same great features, a lot of versatility. But here's the kicker. All this in a tube that is travel approved. It could go in the overhead of an airplane. This is a hard case. You can beat it up, you can knock it, you can throw it on your shoulder. It's got the shoulder strap. Last but not least, this is super, super cool. If you want to travel with your reel, you can keep it right here in this little reel sack on the rod too.
Killer.
Notice I said sack because that's what it is. It's a sack for the reel. So
there you go.
Super excited about this for my guys that travel and street fish. You're gonna love this rod.
Absolutely awesome. Yeah, this one here, the IKE Travel Series, like I said, I'm super pumped about. If you see me and Ike on skateboards with tubes on our back, probably got a fishing rod in it. We're gonna go hit some local urban spots.
I can still skate. I'm
Absolutely.
52. I can still skate.
Trust me, I know. I'm
Ask
ready
Corey.
to get out there.
I skate all the time.
Awesome. IKE Travel Series coming soon. All the rods we just talked about, the IKE Delay, Power, and Finesse Series rods available now on Tackle Warehouse for pre-order. Ike, thank you so much for joining us, talking about the Abu stuff, man. I appreciate it.
You got it.
All right, up next, almost forgot. He had to stop me and say, whoa, 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 whoa. I've got a whole new line of reels out too to go awesomely with those new rods we just talked about. This is the IKE Signature Series casting reel.
Yes.
It looks so cool, man.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so we couldn't do a rod series updated and new.
Why not?
Without doing a reel series.
Absolutely.
So we've got the Abu Garcia IKE Series reels, casting and spinning. I'll start with the casting. Really wanted to think about ratio, think about some modern updates on this reel. So we've got 2 different models. We've got a 6-4-1, and that's for those slower retrieves you want, right? So like the stuff that came to my mind on that 6-4-1, deep cranking.
Yep.
Slow rolling a spinnerbait. Techniques where you're really trying to get low with that speed.
Yeah.
So 6-4-1, but also a higher gear ratio, right? So burning a spinnerbait, burning a chatterbait, flipping, we got a 7-to-1 gear ratio. Available in a left and right hand retrieve. So old guys like me use a right hand retrieve. My son is young, uses a left hand retrieve, so we've got both.
Yeah.
One of the cool things that I really wanted to incorporate is an audible drag system on a bait caster.
I love that.
So you can hear that right there. Really was something that I thought made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because on techniques, I use the audible sound of that drag to know the happy spot when I'm fighting that fish, right?
Yeah.
Don't want to break them off. I want to hear that drag going. So audible drag system on this. Of course, it's a 9-ball bearing reel, which is amazing. And then I really want to call out on this new IKE series the handle, because we spent a lot of time finding the right handle and grips. So this is a totally redesigned handle, the length, the material, and then the grips. And this is a round grip EVA foam. And the thing I love about the round grip is wherever you get to it, you're in the right position, right? So a lot of grips, you might get your hand on it and you're on the wrong spot. So 100% of the time, you're on the handle.
Absolutely.
So lighter reel, great casting, super smooth, super excited about the casting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Then of course the spinning, just like the casting, totally redesigned. 9-ball bearing reel, 6-8-to-1 gear ratio, super fast for a spinning reel. And this thing cosmetically matches the rod, just like the casting reel, right?
Looks so
Everything's
awesome.
got that changing color. If you look at the handle on the spinning reel, same thing. Totally redesigned handles. You're not going to see this handle on any of the other Abu Garcia rods and reels. And the grip's the same thing. It's that round grip, just comfortable, always going to have it in the right spot. Of course, on the spinning reel, one of the things, if you remember from the other IKE series, we've got the drop shot keeper on this spinning reel, right?
Yeah.
So big pet peeve of mine was not having a place to put your drop shot weight. So
Absolutely.
we've got the keeper, and last but not least, on the spinning reel, and I know a lot of people, this is going to be a selling point for you, I said, guys, let's get rid of that anti-reverse switch on the
Absolutely.
bottom. Nobody uses that anymore.
Absolutely.
If you're like 90, maybe you still use that, but we got rid of that, so there's no more issues of having that little anti-reverse switch on the bottom. Gets it out of the picture and makes the reel lighter. So super excited about these reels.
Killer. Yeah, that's awesome. Between the casting and the spinning and all the different rods from the IKE series, I think you've got a reel that matches every single model absolutely perfectly. They look clean, they feel good, and most importantly, they catch a lot of fish. I know that to be true for sure. So
you're gonna love them.
That's awesome. Last but not least, something that I think is more prevalent in bass fishing than I've ever seen it before, almost a newer technique, but something that has definitely caught a lot of fish, and any size fish is a blast to fight on. We got the new BFS by Abu. Ike, why don't you go ahead and jump right into it?
Yeah, you hit it on the head. This technique is taking over the world,
Absolutely.
really. You know, and BFS is basically finesse bait casting, right?
Yep.
It's taking small lures that you were always restricted to spinning, and now you're able to throw them on casting. It makes a lot of sense, right? You can fight them easier. Sometimes your casting is better with a casting reel. So I'm excited about this reel. It's going to have a lot of real life applications.
For sure.
But totally designed around throwing small baits. So I got to start with the spool, because in this system, you don't want a deep spool.
Nope.
You do not want a deep spool. You're using light line. You're using 6, 8, 10-pound tests a lot of times. So if you look at it's got that really shallow spool design, and you have to have that. You have to have that for this BFS system. The next thing is, this is the EXD system by Abu Garcia.
Awesome.
Once again, I have no idea what that stands for.
People smarter than us came up
People
with that
way
for sure.
smarter. But really what that means is there's an internal system on here for when you launch that little lure, it's going to stop those backlashes, right? So it's got
Awesome.
an internal braking system that's going to help you cast little stuff without backlashing. Of course, it's Abu Garcia, so they wanted a light reel. Carbon fiber frame, carbon fiber side plates. The reel is coming in at just a hair over 7 ounces. That's
Wow,
incredible.
That's insane.
That's super insane, right? So little baits, light reel. We've also got a carbon drag system, and just like the IKE series reel, we've got that drag clicker on there, right?
Love when it sings to me when I got a fish on
audible
there.
drag clicker on there. Super, super important. 8 ball bearing reel. It's going to cast like a dream. I'm stoked about this because I'm sort of into this new finesse bait casting thing. I can't wait to use this myself.
It is awesome. No, this is a work of art, as some would say. It's super, super clean looking reel. Functions awesome. I'm pumped to get it in my hands, and like you said, BFS, Bait Finesse, is just taking over the world by storm. This is going to play right into that category just perfect. All the reels we just talked about, this one, the IKE Series reels, available now for pre-order on tacklewarehouse.com. Now I'm going to say goodbye to Ike for real. Instead of trying to keep him around for a little bit longer, we're going to let him go and jump on to the next. All right, guys, we're back here. I've got 2 absolute fishing hammers with me now. We've got Andrew Wheeler and Justin Lucas here to talk about some new Abu Garcia REVO stuff. Andrew's got the REVO Inshore. Justin has the REVO Premier.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and hand this off to Andrew. He's going to talk about the Inshore first, so let's get on that.
Yeah, so obviously saltwater approved, low profile reel, built for heavy duty, so it'll put out 25 pounds of drag. You know, it's full aluminium frame, full aluminium handle side plate, so it's really rigid, keeps those gears in really good alignment. Has a 95 millimeter heavy duty handle, and obviously oversized handle knobs, just gives you that cranking power. 7.3 to 1 gear ratio, so it's a really versatile gear ratio. A lot of inshore, also can do a lot of swim bait stuff with it as well, and also has that deep spool capacity.
Yeah, that's what I'm super excited about. You know, I'm just now getting into the inshore game. That's going to be an awesome, awesome player in my arsenal for getting out there and chasing anything inshore. All right, Justin, why don't you go ahead and hit the premiere for us?
Yeah, so I'm super excited about this premiere. I feel like this is honestly, this is probably the best reel for me and the other pros on the Abu Garcia staff. It's above the REVO STX, but just below the Xenon X. So this is the high-end REVO. It is the premier. It's got the oversized handle, and what I like the most about it is it's got a deep spool, so you can fill this thing up with heavy line. You can throw big baits on this thing. Berkeley coal shad, no problem. 6-8 inch, no problem. You can also put braid on it, even if you wanted to throw a frog, because it's got 20 pounds of drag pressure. So it's also got the clicking drag, but it's extremely strong reel, so you can get away throwing braid. But if you wanted to scale down and throw little crankbaits around the bank, be accurate with those light baits, you can do that as well. So I really think this is the most versatile reel that we have in the Abu Garcia, the whole lineup. and this is one I'm really excited to throw next year.
Awesome. Some top competitors in the inshore game and the freshwater game, the new Abu Garcia REVO Inshore and REVO Premier, available now for pre-order on tacklewarehouse.com. Alrighty guys, next up we're going to be talking about the new Abu Garcia Max Series spinning reels. Andrew's going to go ahead and give us a little bit of detail about all these and how awesome they are.
Thanks. Yeah, we've got four reels in this series. So we have the X, the SX, the Pro, and the Elite. You'll see one of the things we've done is really float our technology downhill from our REVO series. So we have that asymmetric body design. Some of the series also have the V-rotor and V-spool design that we use in the REVOs as well. They go up in price points starting at $39.99 all the way up to $99.99. Great performing reels, bearings go up. You'll get all the way up into the Elite family, which gives you a reel that's really close in performance to a REVO at a great price point. Fully machined gear system in that Elite series. Absolutely. You're just getting a great feeling reel. It gives anglers kind of that really nice performing reel at a great price point. And there's kind of a price point for everybody in this series.
Absolutely. And then Justin, I think, is going to go ahead and call out some of his
if you guys want me to. No, I just want to say, I love throwing a spinning reel. I catch a lot of fish on a spinning reel. I've been throwing one for, 25 years. And I think for $99, that is the best spinning reel I've ever felt.
Absolutely.
When Andrew told me that, I couldn't believe that it was only $99 because it feels like it's a lot more expensive than that. But this reel is incredible. I can fish with this spinning reel, no problem. If you guys are looking for a really, really nice spinning reel or entry-level stuff, you guys got to check these out, especially the Elite. That's awesome.
Awesome. That is the new Max Series spinning reels from Abu Garcia. They're all available now for pre-order at tacklewarehouse.com. All right, guys, next up, last but not least for Abu Garcia, we've got an entirely new, or couple new Veritas rods from Abu Garcia. We're going to go ahead and bump on over to Andrew. He's going to give us some components and why these things are as awesome as they are.
Yeah, so we have the complete redo of the new Veritas series. So again, we're using our PowerLux 100 material. It's a resin system we've been using for a little while. Gives you a lot of strength in the rod, but you still get that really lightweight rod that's very sensitive in the hand. You have our kind of exclusive design reel seats, so you get really good blank contact on these rods. There's a really broad offering now of all the actions in this series. So we have everything from traditional bass actions. We now have all the what we call the winch actions, which are for moving baits, crankbaits, bladed jigs, that sort of thing. We also have a BFS section in there, so we have a couple of BFS actions. So you get a nice BFS action for about $100 in the series, so it's really good value. Also have the Toro series, which are our big bait series as well. So we have a really broad offering of actions. The other model that we have is our LTDs. So these are a limited model, only available to certain retailers. These have a titanium frame guide on them, so they do feel a little lighter and crisper in the hand as well.
Yeah, I know you mentioned the price point there. I don't think that there is a better rod on the market right now for the price point to just kind of cover all the bases. And I think you're going to kind of talk about the bases that they do cover, Justin.
Yeah, honestly, like Andrew said, they cover literally everything. And I throw a lot of Veritas rods myself. Doesn't matter if it's jerk baits, crankbaits, frogging, topwater, all different kinds of applications. But now we pretty much have literally everything covered. Wide variety of rods for anything you guys want to throw. So they feel amazing. I've been throwing Finesse to X's for the last couple years. These feel great in my hand. They feel like I'm holding a Finesse to X. I love the PowerLux. That's a big deal for me because I don't break rods. A lot of people break rods. You'll see them set the hook and they break a rod. I never break rods. The only way I'm breaking a rod is if I slam it in a rod compartment or something. So the PowerLux is huge. You guys will love the strength of that. And you'll love how strong these rods are.
Awesome. He said that about breaking rods. I bet that kind of cursed him a little bit. He'll probably break a rod next time he goes.
I will not break a rod, dude. I've broke like one rod in 4 years.
Awesome.
It's awesome.
Well, that's the Veritas series available now for pre-order on Tackle Warehouse. And that's going to go ahead and wrap us up at the Abu Garcia booth. We're going to go ahead and say goodbye to these guys. And I believe we'll see Justin over at the Berkeley.
That's right.
Stay tuned for that.